For a moment, we have to reflect what an extraordinary day this is. Anwar Ibrahim, he's been trying to get to this role for over 30 years, and he is finally the Prime Minister of Malaysia.
Yeah, it only took him, 3 decades, and he's finally Prime Minister. I think for us, it's very historic because I think for the past few decades in Malaysia, the political scene has largely been influenced or a culmination of this struggle between him and his predecessor, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who sacked him back in 1998. And here he is right now.
Yeah, it is remarkable. You know, he didn't reach the required number of seats, but he did have by far the most. Why was he chosen in the end when he still doesn't have a coalition to govern necessarily?
That's true. Anwar definitely does not have the simple majority needed, which is at least 112 out of 222. But his coalition, Pakatan Harapan, definitely does have the biggest number yet. I think our king sees that he has the support of not only his coalition, but also the opposition, Barisan Nasional, and also 2 blocks from the East Malaysia. So I think by mathematics, definitely he does seem to have the numbers. And I think it's one of the first things that he have to do when the parliament resumes, which is to have a vote of confidence to show that he does hold those numbers.
Yes. You know, he has been in a position where he's been close to getting that, but the government has fallen apart, most recently when Mahathir Mohamad was re-elected. How stable are his options here? How stable are his chances?
It's definitely more stable than the last Pakatan Harapan government after 2018, partly because we just passed our anti-party hopping law just right before the before the general election. Therefore, that's the reason why it took several days for Anwar to form a coalition with the other coalitions. Otherwise, it would have been settled long ago when people can just jump from one party to the other to get the numbers. So it is fairly stable, but at the same time, he does face this problem where Barisan Nasional, which he has fought for so long, is also not part of his coalition. So in order to keep it stable, I think perhaps Anwar does need to have the support of the 2 blocks from East Malaysia, because even if Barisan decided to pull out of that coalition, he would then still have the support of the majority if he does have the support from East Malaysia.
Yeah, so he needs to kind of really safeguard himself. You know, over the years, he's talked about being patient, he's talked about reformation, he's talked about uniting the country. What are his chances of doing those things now? He's 75, it's a different country to when he first started out.
Yeah, the thing with Malaysia is that we are not going to fix a lot of our problems in just one term of Prime Minister. So what Anwar can do now is basically set the ground for the next generation of leaders from his coalition, Pakatan. But so I think two major challenges that he has to face right now and has to solve immediately. Definitely one is rising cost of living. And I think the second one is the soil losers, because that's what we saw in the last time Pakatan Harapan won the election, which was that they faced opposition from those who lost, but with the use of ethnic and religious cards. So how do you tackle this problem? Because the last election, this election has been quite divisive, and we have seen as early as today that there's a number of social media posts, misinformation and disinformation regarding religion that are already being spread right after he was sworn in as Prime Minister. So it's a long road ahead for him to keep this. Yep.
And, you know, there had been hopes that he could be a uniter in terms of this ethnic division. Do you think he can?
Yeah, definitely. He's by far our most charismatic Prime Minister in recent times. And I think we just need to give him some space for him to work. I'm sure he has a lot of ideas, not just him, but also we have to remember that this is not just his government, but also a Pakatan government. I mean, it's Pakatan itself is a multi-ethnic and a diverse coalition. So I don't think there's any problem there uniting a lot of the diverse demographic in Malaysia. But I think it's more about how he can try to unite the majority Malays at this point.
Yeah, let's hope so. And as you say, it's a difficult time economically. How significant do you think it is that he ascends to the prime ministership at a time when Mahathir Mohamad was defeated? He didn't even get enough votes to keep his deposit.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like a beginning of a new chapter, I guess, for Malaysian politics. Not only is Anwar finally prime minister, but his longtime rival turned ally turned rival again, Mahathir, was completely wiped out in the election. So I guess in this new chapter, there will be new antagonists and protagonists. We'll see who will take those roles.
Yes, it's politics, no doubt another will arise. Great to have you on, Zurairi. Thank you so much.
Thank you. A pleasure to be here.